Hi, my name's Kurt Alexander, founder and CEO of Quick Safety. A little bit about myself. I've served 6 years in the Cold War on nuclear submarines, and I've been associated with the electrical industry for over 42 years across 2 countries, 34 of those years here in Australia. Now, the electrical industry affects nearly every other industry across Australia and New Zealand. And today, I want to talk with you about how we provide intelligent, predictive solutions for all electrical work. So let's review that. Let's talk about the why. Now, there are federal and state legislation in the form of acts, bills, regulations, and standards. Now, these are designed to ensure that each job an electrician does is safe and meets all the requirements set out to prevent any incident caused by electricity, namely prevention of fires and electrocutions. In addition to the installation and modification work, each building that has power has regular cyclic testing that must be completed as well. So let's talk about the current system. Now, the key is the testing information. Currently, if this is completed, it's paper-based like this. And just because you get this, do you know that it's compliant? In this case, 18 circuits and cables were tested and all failed to meet the standard requirements. And then we have to store this for a 7-year period and be able to recall it, like that's even possible. So the risk in this process are many, but let's just talk about a few. Transparency. In the current system, there is none. Very few asset owners know and understand the electrical requirements, and they think it's up to the electricians. Not true. As the asset owner or site manager, you are just hoping that all the paperwork's been completed, the tests are done as required and on schedule, and all the testing is compliant. Another risk is validation. So most likely you're not an electrician or electrical engineer. And even if you were, these test values are complex to try to get a clear reference back to the standards to ensure that they do pass. Everybody relies solely on the electrician's interpretation. On the previous test results, we saw exactly how that ended. The last risk I want to talk about is recall and audit capability. Say you had to recall one of those test sheets, even after a year, or you had to prove what electrician last worked on that circuit. Could you do that? State regulators can demand access for those records up to 7 years, and if not produced, will issue fines and potential loss of licenses. So how can we do this better? Quick Safety has developed an app for all electricians to use that assists them in their testing, ensuring they do not miss any required tests. They have the validation of each test they've entered according to the Australian standards, and for the electrical contractors and asset owners, they can now easily see in one single web portal all electrical work, the status of that job, whether it passes or fails, and all the electrician's notes, plain and simple. Developing this product from within the industry has given us a unique lens to be able to benefit every single person in this process. Certified products to the Australian standards. Nobody's taken this approach in the electrical industry. And we have great relationships with the federal and state regulators and our alumni members of METS Ignited and NERA. Did I tell you that the app works offline as well? We designed it like that for the use in mines and oil and gas infrastructure. Imagine if we could predict when a cable will fail or warn of any degradation of that cable, perhaps preventing the loss of the asset due to an electrical fire. Remember what happened to Notre Dame? Or electrocutions. Remember Demeshar Woods in Western Australia? What if we could assist you protect your brand? Ask Coles how they went with that one back in 2019. Now, with all this data in one single location, Quick Safety can predict and prevent power failures to critical assets, as well as the prevention of electrical fires and electrocutions, taking you from being in a reactive mode when something happens to being proactive. So, is your company confident in electrical safety and compliance? Is the testing being completed? Does it meet the Australian standards? Is it really safe? Did you receive all the necessary testing documentation? Can you predict a power failure or an outage, an electrical fire, an electrocution? There are hundreds of things that we do within this one single product, and we would love to show you what we have. So give us a call. We'd be glad to help you in any way. Thank you.